Hello, good morning. We'll wait for a couple of seconds, then we'll start. ଟିକେ ସମୟ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କରିକି ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା। ଓକେ, ଆମେ ଏବେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା। ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସ୍ କରୁଥିଲେ ଶବ୍ଦ, ୱାର୍ଡ ଫର୍ମେସନ, ଭୋକାବୁଲାରୀ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ, କେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ ଶବ୍ଦ ଆସେ, ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ଶବ୍ଦ କେମିତି କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ ହୁଏ। ଆମେ ସଫିକ୍ସ, ପ୍ରିଫିକ୍ସ, ଆବ୍ରିଭିଏସନ, synonyms, antonyms ସବୁ ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଜାଣିଲେ। Today we'll discuss the sentence structure. ମାନେ ଶବ୍ଦ ଉପରେ ବାକ୍ୟ କେମିତି ଗଠନ ହଉଛି, ବାକ୍ୟ କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ଅଛି, ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କଣ, ବାକ୍ୟ ଭିତରେ ପଙ୍କ୍ଚୁଏସନ ତମେ କେମିତି ଦବ, କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ପଙ୍କ୍ଚୁଏସନ ଅଛି, ସବୁ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ୟୁନିଟରେ ଅଛି। We'll discuss that. ଶବ୍ଦର କିଛି ଆଇଡିଆ ଆସିଲା, ଆମେ ବାକ୍ୟ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ। ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଯେତେ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ତମେ ଦେଖୁଛ, ଯେତେ ସବୁ ଶବ୍ଦରେ ଆଉ ବାକ୍ୟରେ ସବୁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ. If you know the word, you can construct a sentence. If you know the sentence, you can express your view. ତେଣୁ ଶବ୍ଦ ଆଉ ବାକ୍ୟ ଆଜିର ବହୁତ important. ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଆମର କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ବ୍ରଡଲି ଚାରି ପ୍ରକାର ଡିଭାଇଡ କରାଯାଉଛି ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସକୁ। ସିମ୍ପଲ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ, କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ, complex sentence, compound complex sentence. We'll see the example of each type. But you remember broadly there are four types of sentence in one language: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, compound and complex. Simple are very rare. Maximum you will see compound sentence and complex sentence in one language. Simple sentence कौन, compound sentence कौन, complex sentence कौन, compound and complex कौन, तार definition कौन, किम्ती example हमें देखिए. You will see each of these sentence how you can structure, then you can identify ଗୋଟେ ବାକ୍ୟର ପଢିକି ତମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ କୋଉ ବାକ୍ୟ ଏଟା ହେଇଛି, simple ହେଇଛି କି compound ହେଇଛି କି complex ହେଇଛି କି compound complex ହେଇଛି, ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରିଲେ ଚିହ୍ନି ପାରିଲେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ. What is simple sentence? Simple sentence ଟା simple present tense ଥିବ, at least one verb ଥିବ, ଗୋଟେ verb ଥିବ, ଗୋଟେ noun ଥିବ. Complex sentence କଣ? Complex sentence consists of two independent clause. Independent, dependent कौन तुमको କହିବି but you remember compound sentence ମାନେ ଦିଟା independent sentence को जोड़िକି जोटा होची ସେଟା होची compound sentence। जोड़िବା କେମିତି ଆମର ୱାର୍ଡ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଯୋଡ଼ିବା କମା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଯୋଡ଼ିବା। Simple sentence is one complete verb, one sentence. Compound sentence is two sentences joining each other, two independent sentences. What is independent, what is dependent, that you will learn. Complex sentence is one independent and one dependent. That is complex. One independent sentence, one dependent sentence. Compound complex is at least two independent sentences and one dependent sentence is called compound complex. So there are four type of sentence we know: complex, compound, simple, compound and complex. First you learn simple, then compound. That is the sequence. It is easy to remember. Then complex, then compound complex. And in between we have to note two things: independent and dependent. So that is a keyword, you know, independent and dependence. What is independent sentence? What is dependent sentence? And what is conjunction, subordinate conjunction, joining these two words. So the independent sentence का क्या है? Sentence that contains a subject and verb, it can stand alone. Independent ମାନେ କାହା ଉପରେ ନିର୍ଭର ନ କରିକି ଯେକୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ତାର ମାନେ ଆସୁଥିବ, meaning ଆସୁଥିବ। Dependent sentence ମାନେ that is dependent on other meaning. Contains subject and verb, but it cannot stand alone. Dependent sentence ଟା ଏକୁଟିଆ ତାର କିଛି ମାନେ ଆସୁଥିବ। It has to depend on some other things. Suppose independent sentence କହିଲ you will succeed. This is very independent. You don't need to depend on anything. You will succeed. It is a standalone sentence. You have a verb, you have a subject, and it is having some meaning. That is independent clause. You will succeed. Dependent clause, if you work hard. Suppose I said if you work hard. It has no meaning. If you work hard means it is dependent on something else. If you work hard, then you will succeed. First thing is dependent clause is dependent on independent clause. If you work hard, you will succeed. And how you are joining these two things? You can join through and comma. If you work hard, comma, then you will succeed. That means dependent clause, dependent sentence is dependent on independent sentence. Yeah, one is independent, you will succeed. Dependent is if you work hard, then you join both of them. That is subordinate. What is main and what is subordinate? What is principal and what is subordinate? Remember this. Dependent and independent. Main thing is you will succeed. How you will succeed? If you work hard. That is the subordinating conjunction. If you work hard, comma, you will succeed. Conjunction used to link dependent clause to independent clause. So both are independent and dependent are linked. Linked through what? Conjunction. This thing you remember, independent and dependent conjunction. This will help you to understand the For sentence structure, what I said, just before simple, compound, complex, compound, complex. First, you think about simple sentence. What is simple sentence? A simple sentence contains at least one complete verb. The verb must agree with the subject and show the tense of the sentence. I ate breakfast. I ate lunch. You kicks the ball. He forgot his homework. These are simple sentences. You have one verb, one subject. Rohini waited for a train. Waited for the train. Waited is the verb. Rohini is the subject. Who waited? Rohini waited. Rohini waited for the train. These are simple sentence. It has one verb, one subject, and it is all in present tense. Showing the tense. These are simple sentence. It is has no dependency on any other sentence. It has independent. It has one meaning. Independently, it is having some meaning that is simple sentence. Then what is compound sentence? Simple sentence you understand. Compound sentence. A compound sentence consists of two independent clauses and joined together by a conjunction. तो मुझे एउटा example ଦଉଥିଲି. If you work hard, comma, you will succeed. This is subordinating conjunction. Then ସେମିତି compound sentence ଦିଟାଙ୍କ independent ଥିବ. That is not compound because if you work hard, you will succeed. If you work hard is not a independent sentence. The compound sentence both are independent. He was hungry. First thing, he cooked dinner. Second sentence. These two sentences are independently has some meaning. He was hungry. He cooked dinner. He was hungry, so he cooked dinner. So it is joining through coordinating conjunction, linking words. The linking words is it could be so, nor, but, or, yet. So, for he was hungry, so he cooked it. So there are two sentence, two independent sentences. They have independent meaning of two. First thing is he was hungry. So independently, this is a sentence and you can use it standalone sentence. It has some meaning. He was hungry and he cooked dinner. And you join the sentence. He was hungry, so he cooked dinner. This is compound hand. Compound hand ମାନେ ଦିଟାଙ୍କର ତମର independent ଥିବ. ଦିଟାଙ୍କର join କରିବା through coordinating conjunction. Simple sentence ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ verb ଥିବ, ଗୋଟେ subject ଥିବ. It is a simple sentence. Like I ate breakfast, I ate lunch. He went, he he went puri, something like that. So it is showing one verb, one subject, and the tense. We understood simple sentence and compound sentence. Then complex sentence. In compound sentence, we understood both are independent, two independent clause. In complex, one is independent, one is dependent. Complex is one is independent, one is dependent. Although my friend begged me, I choose not to go to this party. Whenever prices are reduced, people buy more products. Many people enjoyed the movie, semicolon, however, team did not. So that means it has two parts. The sentence has two parts. One is independent, one independent. Let me share the screen. You will, okay, I shared the screen. So complex sentence is having one dependent, one independent sentence. One dependent clause, one independent clause. Compound is having two both independent. Both are independent. Simple are only one. Whenever prices are reduced, people buy more product. People buy more product is independent. It has a meaning. People buy more product. Whenever prices are reduced has no meaning. It's dependent on the people buy more product. So that means the first part is dependent on the second part. The first part is dependent class. The second part is independent class. Who join together is sentence known as compound sentence, complex sentence. Compound complex sentence contains at least two independent class and at least one dependent class. Because I worked hard, I got an A star on the test. On the test. ତାମାନେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଭଲ କାମ କଲି ଭଲ ପଢିଲି I got a A star on the test. ଆମ ରେଜଲ୍ଟରେ ମତେ ଭଲ ଗ୍ରେଡ୍ ମିଳିଲା A star and I was happy. ମାନେ ଏଇ ଦିଟାଙ୍କ ଦେଖ ଦିଟାଙ୍କ independent. I got an A star on the test and I was happy. Dividend independent because I work hard is dependent. Because I work hard is dependent on the next two things. I got a star on the test and I was so happy. That means there are two independent sentences and one dependent sentence which is joined by different coordinating conjunction. And is the coordinating conjunction. Is coordinated between this independent and dependent class. There are two independent class here and dependent class. I will provide this PDF and notes. So there are four types of sentence. You know, simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, compound and complex. Simple sentence is contains at least one complete verb. The verb must agree with the subject and show the tense of the sentence. Compound sentence consists of two independent class joined together by a coordinating conjunction linked word. Complex sentence is contains one independent, one dependent sentence. One independent, one dependent class. There are two classes in complex sentence. One dependent, one independent. The difference between complex and compound is in compound we have two independent. Both, if you separate both has their own meaning. Both you can use standalone sentence, but in complex you have one dependent, one independent. You cannot use both. You can use only one as a standalone sentence. So that is the difference, main difference between compound and complex. Compound complex sentence is containing two independent clause and at least one dependent clause. One clause is dependent on both the independent clause. If the sentence is structured with two independent clause and one dependent clause, that is called compound complex. So these four type of sentence structures, you remember, they're broadly divided, and within that you have two things: what is independent, what is dependent. I will provide you with the note. Remember that. You will understand what is independent, what is dependent, and what are the different four type of sentence structure. There is another concept in your syllabus. What is coherence in writing? Coherence means coherence in writing ensure ideas flow logical and easy to follow. It helps readers understand the main message without confusion. Coherence means sentence and paragraph contact connect naturally to the main idea. बेଳେବେଳେ ତମେ ଦେଖିଛ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ପଢୁଥିବ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜିଂ ଥାଏ ମେନ୍ ଆଇଡିଆ କ୍ଲିୟରଲି କିଛି ଜଣା ପଡୁନଥିବ if you write a paragraph without giving your thoughts properly without prioritizing the sentence କୋଉଟା ଆଗରେ ରହିବ କୋଉ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଟା ପଛରେ ରହିବ କୋଉ କାହା ପରେ କାହା ମିନିଂ ଆସୁଛି ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ଅର୍ଡରଲି ନ ରଖିଲେ ଜଣେ ଯଦି ପଢୁଥିବ ଜଣେ ବୁଝିପାରିବନି ତେଣୁ your writing that paragraph is important when you put your thought clearly with a lot of clarity. So that is coherence. Coherence ମାନେ ତମେ କେମିତି ତମେ ଲେଖୁଛ ଯେମିତି ସହଜରେ ବୁଝା ପଡୁଛି କିଛି confusion ଆସୁନି ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ambiguity ଥିବ ତମେ କଣ ଲେଖିଥିବ କଣ ତମେ ମେନ୍ କରିଥିବ ଯେ ପଢୁଥିବ ସେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ଭାବୁଥିବ କ୍ଲିୟରଲି ତମେ ତମର ଥଟ୍ କୁ ତମର ଯୋଉ ଆଇଡିଆ କୁ ତମେ ପ୍ରପରଲି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରିପାରିନଥିବ you do everything properly, that is coherence. Coherence means sentence and paragraph connect naturally to the main idea. ଜଣେ ଯଦି ପଢିଯିବ ଜଣେ ମେନ୍ ଆଇଡିଆର କଣ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛ ଜଣେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଥିବ so that is properly coherence. It helps readers understand the main message without any confusion. So without any confusion, it helps the readers to understand the main function. That concept is called as coherence. We can write some example, can give some example. Another thing is punctuation. What is punctuation? Comma, full stop, semicolon, exclamatory mark, question mark. All these are punctuation and or sentence को जोड़ुचे. Punctuation କେମିତି କୋଉଠି କୋଉ ଭଳିଆ punctuation use କରିବ ତାର ସବୁ ରୁଲ ଅଛି ସେ ରୁଲ ଟା ତମେ ଜାଣିଥିବା ଦରକାର ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହିଦେବି ସବୁ 13 ରୁଲ 13 ରୁଲ ଅଛି every declarative sentence must end with a period full stop ଯେକୌଣସି ଗୋଟେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ରେ full stop ଦିଆହବ capitalize the first letter of a sentence ର ପ୍ରଥମ letter ଟା capital ହବ capitalize the proper noun ଯେକୌଣସି ନାଁ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାର ନାଁ ଅଛି ତ ତମର ନାଁ ଅଛି my name is ନାଁ ଟା କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲ କରାଯିବ ପିଲାଟାକୁ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲ କରାଯିବନି is the boy his name is David ସେମିତି do not use apostrophes to form a plural plural ଲାଗି ତମେ apostrophe ଖାଲି s ଲଗେଇବ ମାନେ apostrophe s ଲଗେଇବନି I have two cars I love cats and dogs ଏସବୁ ରୁଲ ମନେ ରଖିବାର ଅଛି fifth rule apostrophe use connection contraction or to show ପଜିସନ। ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକର କଣ ଗୋଟେ ଅଧିକାର ଅଛି କିମ୍ବା ପଜିସନ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ପାଖରୁ ତମର ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ୟୁର ବାଇକ୍ was your name is David. You have a bike. So David's bike. This is David's bike. This is David's car. The first is code use होची जोड़ी third cross दिटाको. I do not know. I don't know. You are funny. You are funny. कमा देके apostrophe देके गोटे letter. He is in a bad mood. He is in a bad mood. So once you see the example, you can understand. Every question or interrogative sentence must end with question. But a question is generally partial. You will put the right question. Do you like pizza? So one can understand this is a question. Question mark प्रति sentence रा पचरे आसिबो. If you question something, do you go to cinema tonight? You are questioning. Are you tired? So you are asking something. That means you are asking. So you will give proper question mark. Exclamation mark. Question mark মানে আশ্চর্যজনিত হয়ে যাওয়া. You look beautiful. If you put full stop, it is a simple word. You look beautiful. But you put the explanation mark means, oh, you are very beautiful. So, তুমি নিজে আশ্চর্য হয়ে যাবে না. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited if you put full mark, it has same meaning. But I'm so excited if you put exclamation mark, that means it is really astonishing. It was terrible. So exclamation mark is giving some extra weightage to the sentence. Use comma to separate. I bought coffee, tea, comma କେମିତି ବ୍ୟବହାର ହଉଛି କମାର କେମିତି ବ୍ୟବହାର ହଉଛି. Suppose ତମେ କହୁଛ ତମେ ତମର ଗ୍ରାଣ୍ଡମାକୁ ଡାକୁଛ ଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ. Hello grandma, comma, let's have dinner. If you don't put comma, hello grandma, have dinner. This sentence has meaning has changed if you don't put comma in the right place. Grandma, let's dinner. If you put grandma after grandma, there is a comma. That means ତମେ ଡାକୁଛ ଜଣକୁ ଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ. ତମେ ଯଦି comma ଦଉନ, grandma, let's dinner. ତାମାନେ ତମେ ତାକୁ ଖାଉଛ. So meaning has changed with the comma. So that punctuation you have give properly. Use a comma to separate independent clause, complete thought when they are joined by the following conjunction. I want to go tonight, but I need to study. I want to go tonight, and I need to study. See, there is a comma usage. You need to put comma when you give a, when you separate the independent clause, and that is has more meaning. And this independent clause are joined with these words or and or but or it. So whenever you see this, there is a comma, then you put this word. Use a semicolon between closely related to independent clause. I love coffee, you love tea. Use a colon to introduce a list. Use hyphen to use two words or a single adjective. Use hyphen. Well known, kind hearted, brand new, chocolate covered. That means there are two, two words you are joining them to have a meaning, to have a different meaning. So you are using hyphen. The last rule is use a hyphen with the compound name. 21, 23, 29, 99. If you are using these words, if you use this 30 notes, you remember to use the punctuation properly. This will give you the proper punctuation uses. I will provide you the notes. You will remember. What we studied? We studied different structure of sentence, then coherence, then punctuation. Different structure of sentence. There are four types: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. How these four are structured. There are some example. We'll go through it, you'll understand it. If you have any question, you ask me. Tomorrow is Sunday, we'll meet again Monday. Thank you.